Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And this video I've got another episode of Guide to Grind for the Object 268, and on part 1 we are going to be looking at the SU-85, the SU-100 and the SU-152. So starting with the SU-85 then, you can see the equipment I run. I've got Camo Net, Advanced Gun Lane Drive and Advanced Reload. On the perks I'm running Born Leader, Rapid Reload, 6 Sense, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Situational Awareness, Camouflage Expertise, Silent Driving and Muffled Shot. I'll probably take the Snapshot out because that's absolutely useless on a turretless tank destroyer, but obviously borrowed the crew from another tank. So you could replace that with something else, perhaps Trap Mechanic or Clutch Braking if you wanted to. I would probably go for one of those options over Snapshot. So the SU-85 then, that's your tier 5 that you start at. Well, I mean, I don't show sort of the tier 3s or 4s because usually you can get them ground out in just a couple of games if you put some boosters on. So it's not really sort of worth showcasing, to be honest. Personally, in my opinion, I think the grind properly starts at tier 5. And so yeah, with the SU-85 you've got a good choice of guns. You've got you can run the Derp, which is the 122mm gun. Or you can run the 85mm. I'm running the 85mm at the moment just because I prefer the DPM. I think with tier 5 games, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be top tier, and you're going to be sort of better off with the rapid reload rather than the derp. The derp's fun, but with tier 5 games they just run away real quick, so I think you just better off having a DPM rather than sort of waiting a long time for that reload with the 122mm gun. 122mm gun does do 450 damage with your HE or 370 on your heat rounds, but the 85mm, you've got real good shell velocity, good DPM obviously. The shell velocity on the premium APCR rounds are quite good. I think it's about 1100 meters per second. Got good mobility, okay camo, view range is average, average gun depression as well, 6 degrees, and average aim time, and okay accuracy. Yeah, it's a little bit sort of trolly, the gun, but like I say, you see the reload there, it's quite quick and you can get your shots in, and again, that's why I've opted for it. We've tracked that tank destroyer in place over the other side, and he's managed to get taken out by our friendly team. Now this first game we're on Dragon Ridge, and you can see already we've taken out, or the team has taken out 5 tanks. We've got 2 of those kills, which is quite nice. And now we're just going to get shots in on tanks that are camping on the other side. We opted to come for this side because this is sort of the brawling side, it's where most of the team goes. So sort of being in tank destroyer, we've just sort of set up shop here and we're just farming whatever we can. We put a shot into that that T1 heavy, sorry. We're getting some shots through his bottom plate, no problem. We were going to try and see if we could track him there, but unfortunately we just weren't quite aimed right. Just trying to aim our shot, and we managed to land the kill there, bringing our total up to 3 kills. There's only 6 tanks left, so we're going to start to advance now because I want to sort of keep the damage going if I can. I want to sort of get up close to the battle. Now we can see a captured KB1 on the right hand side, a tank that we do need to be very, very careful of because captured KB1 is a very powerful tier 5 premium tank. It's got fantastic reload and will just absolutely shred anything in its path. I would definitely say it's a more than capable tier 5 heavy tank. You do see quite a few of them in the game, so it's always best to try and focus them out as quickly as possible. I've switched to the premium rounds because I wanted to make sure that I penetrated this guy. I didn't want to sort of bounce a shot and then give him the opportunity to put sort of 2 or 3 shots into us before we could return fire. We managed to take him out for our 4th kill now. We're only up to 1800 damage and 461 assist. We haven't done too bad in this game, but now we're going to try and see if we can get some more damage off this. There's 2 artillery in game. We know they're going to be sort of at the back here. One of them has already been detected, so I imagine he is going to get taken out before I can even get there. The tier 4 tank destroyer has just been lit up as well, and it looks to me like we're probably going to struggle to get any more damage out of this game. But I'm hopeful that we'll find the remaining artillery and we can shut that guy down. We're poking up sort of the usual location. We haven't spotted him yet. Heavy tank is moving in on the right, so hopefully between us we'll be able to pick up some spots. Picking up some good speed now. Like I say, you see the mobility there, which is pretty nice on this tank destroyer. I think out of all the tank destroyers on this line, this one's got the best mobility. And yeah, it's good for sort of the late game here, where we can just sort of move across. And I'm hoping we can get there in time before potentially our team caps out. However, our artillery has just managed to take out their artillery. He's obviously sort of seen the tracer rounds and landed a shot. Smart gameplay by him. Just means that we're now sort of down to 2 tanks to try and get some damage off. So gonna keep moving around here. This is the usual spot, the only place really I can think of where they're going to be, unless they're moving up to the base on the 1 line, which is a potential. I'm hoping my team will get out of the cap, because it would be really nice to get some more damage off, but it's looking very unlikely, and I think we're going to end up capping out this game, which we do, bringing an end to replay number 1. So that's the SU-85 anyway. It's not a bad tank destroyer, a good starting block anyway. Yeah, wasn't too bad. Like I say, sort of moved on swiftly from this to the SU-100. Picked up the first class in that game there, and say top of the board with 4 kills and 1800 damage. So we're moving on to the tier 6 tank destroyer now, which is the SU-100, and you can see again sort of pretty much the same equipment setup as we're running on the SU-85. In fact, I think pretty much the whole line is very similar, if not the same. And yeah, we're running Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Steady Aim, Situational Awareness, Camouflage Expertise, Silent Drive, Muffle Shot and Clutch Braking. So there we go, we're running a much better perk setup than on the SU-85. And we're on Lakeville, so we're going to sort of get to the usual location, try and see if we can get some cross shots in. We do smack a shot into that light tank there. So the SU-100 we're running the 122mm gun, which does have quite a good DPM, I think personally. The APCR rounds are quite okay with you know, half decent shell velocity. It is better on the 100mm gun naturally, but for me it's all about the 122. You've got 390 alpha, which really does hit hard. Penetration is good. It's got okay mobility and okay camo. View range okay. You know, sort of usual Russian view range. It's alright. It's not great. The accuracy and the aim time is relatively poor. But it's one of those where I've pulled off some really audacious shots in my time of playing this tank. It's just one of those. It's Russian accuracy. It either hits or it just doesn't, and it completely trolls you. And then obviously you've got average gun depression at 6 degrees. Overall, this was probably one of my favourite tanks to grind in this line. In fact, I loved it that much. I went in for him and got the 3rd mark for it, which you can see the video on the channel. I've done that a little while back, so yeah, if you want to see more replays on this tank, then yeah, feel free to sort of scroll through the channel. You'll be able to find that 3rd mark video, which was done I think back in October last year. So yeah, it really is a fantastic tank. I think definitely very good. Like I say, that alpha really hits hard, and it does hurt. You know, when you're sort of fighting top tier, you're really punishing the enemy tanks. I mean, that 450, and I've already put that tier 6 medium down to a 1-shot. That's the capability of this tank. It's very good. And when you're sort of facing, you know, when you're bottom tier facing tier 8s, again, you can still feel like you can contribute to the game. It's not like where you're sort of running a small gun and it's just sort of like, you know, pea shooter type shots. You know, we're able to help out our friendly heavy tank here, and we're just trying to aim for the cupola of that KV4, because our heavy tank is kind of blocking the weak points of this tank, which is A little bit frustrating, so I'm trying to sort of squeeze a shot and help him out. Going to try and go for the cupola again, and I think we're just, again, taking our time. We do squeeze a shot in there. It does take out our friendly heavy tank. And this game is kind of getting a bit tense, a bit tight. Our artillery is getting swarmed by some enemy heavy tanks. I'm going to try and see if I can take out this Emil, because I want to get rid of this guy so he's not got shots on us. Unfortunately, I derp the shot there, and then I get shot in the side, damaging our fuel tank. But luckily, we've got this building to the left hand side of us, which we can use for cover. We do put a shot into that Emil one there. We've just put him on to 3 hit points, though. He's on very slim hit points. He manages to get a shot into us, unfortunately, putting us down to a 1 shot. But he does get taken up by a friendly heavy tank. The game is now down to 5-all. We hiding behind this building for our life, because we are pretty much a 1-shot to everybody now. I'm going to peek this corner though, and I'm going to sort of let the gun aim in. I do slap a shell into that T-34 there, putting them onto a 1-shot. All these tanks are pretty much a 1-shot now. I'm keeping my eye on that KV-4 that's on the left there, just in case I can get a shot on that tank. Now I'm going to just try and squeeze out as if I was side scraping. I'm just trying to see if I can get any types of shots on these tanks. We see this medium tank has now taken out one of our tanks, but he's a 1-shot to us, and we squeeze the shot in, and now we've pretty much dominated this game, and there's only artillery left. And yeah, we're gonna swap to the HE shells and see if we can get in a position where we can potentially get some shots in. So it's a bit of a tight game, but like I say, see how the SU-100 just handles in this type of game. We've managed to put some decent shots in, and really hold our own against tier 8. So I'd say it is a fantastic tank destroyer. Personally, I think it's really good. So we're going to move around, and we're going to support our death chariot that's moving in here. Hopefully we'll be able to sort of get some view range, and there we go. Artillery has been lit up. We're just going to let the gun aim in, but unfortunately both our heavy tanks just double tap the SU-8 and take him out very quickly. But that brings an end to the replay on the SU-100, and you can see there we come top of the board with just under 3.5k damage. We picked up 3 kills, tiny bit of assistance, 702 there, and a bit of blocked. Yeah, and that was, like I say, a nice game in the SU-100. Picked up the ace tanker and the high caliber, and yeah, I just, like I say, can't recommend the SU-100 any more than already have done. It's a very, very, very good tank. So anyway, we will move on to the third and final replay, which is showcasing the SU-152, which is the tier 7. Now, again, same setup as the SU-100 and the SU-85 on equipment wise, and I think the perks are going to be exactly the same. Yes, exactly the same. Yeah, I've just been quite nice actually, just sort of transfer the crew from the SU-100 straight into this without having to change anything up. Very rare that you have that. But like I say, this tank destroyer line is pretty much similar the whole way through in terms of tank characteristics and statistics. So on the 152 you do have the choice of 2 guns. You've got the 152mm which you start off with, but you can switch up to the 122, which obviously gives you the better accuracy, the slightly better DPM. But the 152 is just, yes, like the rest of the line, it just slaps, and it's kind of what you want really. Sort of, you want to sort of be running. I mean, for me personally, I think it's wise to sort of be running the derp gun. You have got to be patient with it, but you know, you have 750 alpha on the 152mm gun with 250mm of penetration heat rounds, which is very nice. You've got better shell velocity on the heat rounds as well at 750 meters per second. I wouldn't load full heat rounds, to be honest, because again, when you sort of come up against tanks with spaced armor, or when you're shooting at the side of tanks, there's the high risk of just absorbing into spaced armor or into the tracks. So always good to carry some AP rounds just in case. You can see we bounced the shot there, which is quite weird. It must have been at a sort of a funny angle there. Wasn't expecting that to bounce, but there we go. You can see we got the slow aim time and poor accuracy there, with average gun depression again at 6 degrees. View range is sort of average to poor, and again, even sort of the camo and your mobility is pretty average, to be honest. But you know, for the size of the gun, you kind of expect those sort of little drawbacks, because otherwise it'd just be completely broken, wouldn't it? But so yeah, that's pretty much sort of the brief rundown on the SU-152. Now, I think out of all the tanks in the line, this was probably my least favourite. It was okay, but I just don't know. There was just something about it that just didn't quite. I didn't quite click with it like I did with the others, but still had some fun games. You can see there we've just slapped a shot into the side of that Pershing that's just gone crossing out for a decent amount of health there. And yeah, we're up to 1 kill already, 2 kills now, just under 1k damage. We're just playing patient here because that's what you've got to do with the SU-152. It doesn't have, let's say, the greatest in mobility, so you don't really want to sort of go brawling with it. The armour isn't great either. That's one thing to mention with sort of pretty much a majority of the tank destroyers. It doesn't have the greatest of armour. So yeah, you do have to bear that in mind. You can't just sort of be going and brawling, and unless you're sort of confident, you know, if you're going up against sort of tier 5s or anything like that, then obviously you can sort of get up in their faces, but you're still going to probably get penetrated by even sort of tier 5. So like I say, you do have to be careful with this tank. But we're moving up now, and we're actually sort of the furthest forward, but sort of got to this point where I've decided I wanted to sort of be a little bit brave. I've got tanks in support of me. I have just got lit up there and absolutely slapped that stirrer mill on the move, but I have taken some huge shots from that G-Saw. That G-Saw caught me out basically, but he does get taken out for it, and I do pick up 1,000 assists, or you know, just over 1,000 assists. So I picked up a little bit of assist on that G-Saw there, so that's not too bad a trade. It just means I have to do, be careful now. Was going to try and get a shot on this Tiger P, but decided to just be patient, let the gun aim in. He poked out again to try and get a shot, and I managed to slap a shot into the side and picking up our 3rd kill of the game. Now I'm sort of moving up again, a little bit, not aggressive, but maybe sort of a slightly dangerous position, but I just wanted to sort of get in the mix. I just didn't really want to sort of play passive anymore. Just sort of wanted to get up and just try and see if there was any opportunities where I could get some damage off. Now we see this Italian medium that looks like he's AFK, and he's getting absolutely farmed, and we're picking up all our assists, and then we just again let the gun aim in, and we managed to put a shot in, picking up our 4th kill of the game there. Wasn't intending to get this much assistance, but the way the team was playing, being sort of quite passive, I just felt like it was the right thing to do, to push up, to sort of try and use my sort of half decent camo, I guess. I mean, I said it's average, but compared to sort of medium and heavy tanks, it's not going to be too bad. So you know, I could play the sort of that scout role. Again, it's just being clever with what you can do with a tank, how you can work it, understanding the tank, its characteristics, and its, you know, pros and cons, and being able to make those decisions in the game to benefit you and your team. And that's what we've essentially done, and we've picked up 2.1k assist, just under 3k damage, and it wasn't a bad game, to be honest, and we sort of benefited from that. We've come sort of top of the board again, picking up 4 kills in the process. Like I say, under 3k damage, just over 2k assist. And I think, yeah, that pretty much just done that game some justice there, playing how we did. But like I say, you do have to be patient with it. And there we go. That is it for that replay, and that is it for the video, guys. So that is part 1 of Guide to Grind. I will be sort of bringing out part 2 soon, so you'll be able to see how the tier 8, tier 9 and the tier 10 perform in that video. As always, guys, if you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe to the channel because it does help it out. And as always, I'll catch you next time.